I think one of the reasons why this public kind of call is so important is, again, I think back to myself, right? And I'm just perceiving this from the outside. I'm just watching, what is the movement doing, right? Why are these people who say this? And then there's those people who say this. And
Yes.
it's really, really easy from the outside to lean compassionately towards the people who are less harsh, you know?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
really
yep,
it's really easy to lean that way.
yep,
But this kind of letter, makes a public statement to show, like, this is why this is why, right? This is why it was so big of a deal. This is
yeah,
why it mattered so much.
yeah.
Sin infects everything. And it is such a big deal that we make, like, public turnings from our sin, especially when we
Yes,
are public figures, and Scott
yes,
was.
absolutely,
I was
absolutely.
learning from him, and I would have kept learning from him or not known that there was some separation at all. Maybe you
Yeah.
guys did that privately, like a lot of people say to do.
Right,
If
right,
that had
yeah.
happened, what would have happened to Jacob of 2021? What would have happened to that Jacob?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, we did it, like, that's what we hear even now as we're, criticizing, Scott among certain groups that are with, EAN and some of these guys. They're, as we're
An FAA?
criticizing that, we're getting the thing, "Well, you need to talk to him yourself first," all of this kinda stuff. The Matthew 18 thing, believe it very strongly. But if a public figure, when the president does something totally sinful and stupid, I don't go, man, I've got to somehow get a meeting with Donald Trump, or I can't criticize him online.
Right,
It's
right.
it's just ridiculous. So if your sin is very public and very publicly damaging, you can be called out publicly. But I'd like to make the point: we did this according to it. We did the letter, and I took it up there, handed it to him, had a 3-hour meeting discussing it with him, and we waited for a while to give him an opportunity to repent before the letter was made public, and
Yeah,
just generally public. Because so really, we followed that whole Matthew 18 principle.
yeah.
It's a little different because it's not talking about somebody who's in the local church body to which where you have that authority or such. But I mean, we did it. We wanted so bad to just minimize the damage as much as possible and see Scott returned. And it just didn't happen. And now the thing is, we're facing it again because there's an election coming up
Yep.
real soon, on the 19th, and he's up for election again.